Alright, Fan Fest. Let's do it. Alright, hello, Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans. Welcome back to Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice as we talk about everything that has happened in the past week for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Today, of course, is going to be a special Friday episode to give a little wrap-up and kind of recap of what just occurred at Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest. So I'm recording this about 20 minutes or so after the panel has just wrapped up, and we have, of course, brand new Lightning Collection figure reveals and actually some little tidbits of news to discuss here. So let's go ahead and jump right into what we have here in a surprising, and I mean, like, honestly, very much surprised here, shocking turn of events. Even though we had that list of 26 leaked Lightning Collection figures from numerous different listings from the last couple of months, not a single figure from the list of 26 was announced today. Not a single one. And that's not a bad thing. That is not a negative here. I think that this is incredible. I can't even believe this. The odds of that. The fact that we had 26 leaked figures and not one of them was talked about is insane. It tells me that they have a lot of really cool things planned. But we did get 5 brand new Lightning Collection reveals today, which is a pretty modest amount. Now, of course, I'm already seeing some disappointments and some comments about the fact that, yes, they were all Mighty Morphin related characters and technically all just new versions of figures that we've already had before. And I totally get that, but I was very impressed with what I saw here today and very excited with what I had. So let's go ahead and start with figure number 68 overall in the Lightning Collection, the first one that they revealed today. First up, the metallic armors are back. So Metallic Pink was announced at Hasbro Pulse Con back in September, and it was always kind of weird to me that it took them so long, after Pink to announce the rest. I was like, you're not going to just start this and not finish it, right? And no, they're going to keep going. So they announced not 1, or 2, or 3, 4 metallic armor figures were announced today. That is obviously the big bulk of it. 4 out of 5 of the reveals today were more metallic armors, and they kind of made it sound like, hey, we announced the whole team. They didn't, so we'll get to that in a second. But first up was figure number 68 overall for the line, the metallic MMPR Yellow Ranger, our first time getting Aisha in the Lightning Collection, and it looks fantastic here. They showed off the render of the figure here, and we do have pictures from Hasbro Pulse, since if you're a Hasbro Pulse Premium member, you can go ahead and already order this figure, and if you don't have Premium, you have to wait until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight to do it, so you will be able to pre-order it later on today. But overall, I think Aisha looks really good here. So she has like the long hair and everything. It's the first time we've had her, like I said. So it's cool. It's, just like how with Pink, it was the first time we had Catherine. It's neat that, they're using these to their kind of fullest opportunities here. And so I think she looks great, exactly what you would want and hope for. Then, of course, the next figure, the 69th overall Lightning Collection figure, was metallic blue. And they did exactly what I wanted them to do with a metallic Blue Ranger figure. We have Billy with a new head sculpt based off of Season 3 without glasses, which is something I really wanted them to do for metallic blue, and that's exactly what they are doing for metallic blue, so can't be disappointed there. I think it looks great. The render, it's kind of hard to see the metallic on the blue. It kind of just looks more like a darker blue, but of course that's just kind of the way that the pictures are, and I'm sure it will look a lot better in the finished product and things like that. Just, it's a 3D render, so the lighting is kind of weird and stuff like that, but I mean, it will look better. The 70th figure that they announced was metallic MMPR Black, which they talked about how this is the first time that they are formally releasing Adam as the MMPR Black Ranger, since previously we just had him as Zeo Green most recently. So it's cool that we have him here. So all the heads are new, which is cool, even though these are all characters we've had before, except for Aisha. So it's cool that we have that. I don't know what's going on with the render here. The render doesn't have the white trim around the visor at all. It's like it's a reverse opposite. It's an opposite Dino Thunder White situation where the render looks horrible, but the figure's okay. So the figure, at least from the pictures we have, does have a proper paint and everything on the helmets. So I don't know what's happening with that render there. That's definitely a little strange, but I wouldn't worry about it. Speaking of helmets and renders and all this other stuff, our 71st figure in the Lightning Collection is going to be the metallic MMPR Red Ranger figure, which finally gives us a new Rocky head sculpt. If you were disappointed with Zeo Blue from last year, which I totally understand why, news today is going to start fixing that problem. So we do finally have a new, better, proper Rocky head that looks, I think, a lot better in my opinion, with metallic red, and they fixed that helmet. They fixed that helmet finally. They could have just reused the same thing a third time. We already had it with armored red and regular red. They could have just reused it again, but it looks like they did finally kind of fix it up here, at least a little bit. I think it definitely looks a lot better from these promo shots, and hopefully the final figure does get that point and actually does look as good as this one does. Oh man, so just like metallic pink, all 4 of these Hasbro, or I just spoiled it, all 4 of these metallic figures are Hasbro Pulse exclusives, just like pink. They all come in a white box instead of a colored box like an exclusive. So these are, I mean, they are exclusives, but like this didn't have a, like, you know, a color to it. So they're matching, at least that's good. So they still all have that glittery, you know, kind of effect on the box there, so they will match with your pink. It's just weird that we got pink and then they waited so long to do the other 4. Since I'm not premium, I haven't been able to check Pulse. I assume that these figures are $24.99 on Pulse. I will put that up on the screen if it is, because pink was $24.99, so I assume that these ones will be too. And I don't know their exact release date estimates yet, but once again, I'll put this up on the screen here, their price and their release estimates, once I get that from someone who does have premium. So, and if you're not premium like I am not, you just have to wait till 5 p.m. and you'll be able to get all 4 of these. So, cool on the metallics, but we were not done yet. They had a surprise figure, which is very much, unfortunately, a Target exclusive figure, and this is, wow, I didn't expect it. It's the red Tyranno Sentry from the Boom Studios comics, which makes it our 5th figure for the Boom Studios after Lord Draken Evolution 3, Ranger Slayer, Psycho Green, and now we have the Ranger, the Sentry for the T-Rex. I love the Sentry designs. I personally would have preferred Mastodon, but I at least am happy that we're getting the Sentries into the line. It looks fantastic. You have that double-sided power sword weapon thing, and it looks like the helmet is pretty good on that. Loretta holded up like a prototype of it, and it looked a lot cleaner and everything. It looked good to me on the camera, at least. So hopefully that does translate to the final product. Unfortunately, though, it is a Target exclusive, so that practically means eBay exclusive, because Target just doesn't care about collectors. So it's really hard to get things there. So hopefully you can snag a pre-order on that. That's also supposed to go for pre-order at 5 p.m. today. So even I'm worried about getting it. So hopefully that works out well. Because as you know from my Spectrum video recently, Target exclusives are a real pain. That is for sure. But that's not even it. That's it for figure reveals, but we do have tiny little pieces of news that we can also gather from this Pulse Fan Fest. So the first, which is not really a tiny piece, I would say it's a pretty big piece of news, is the fact that they're going to be doing something in August called Power Month. So naturally, because August is the month that the anniversary of the show is every year, this year it is no different. On August 28th is Power Rangers Day. So they're going to be doing some kind of event thing throughout the month of August with a bunch of figures and stuff, and collaborations with different stores. So they named GameStop and Amazon, Hasbro Pulse, Walmart, Target, all the usual suspects there. So yeah, I don't know. They didn't really go into so much specifics on what that was going to entail, other than like these stores working on certain things. So I assume that there'll just be a month filled of exclusives and figures and all the such, which does kind of make sense. We have so many figures on that leaked, that have leaked already, that it would make sense that they're all going to kind of plan on dropping them, at a certain point in time. So we'll get more information on that, I'm sure. As we head into the summer, get closer to August and things like that, we'll finally get more concrete information on what all these are going to mean. But yeah, Power Month in the month of August, and of course, we'll be talking about that. I'm sure today's the beginning of it, but I'm sure I'm going to be saying Power Month like 15,000 more times on this show. So that's going to be like the next big thing I'm sure we're going to talk about for a while. So stay tuned for information on that. Now, in a surprising turn of events, they actually answered an actual question for once. In the post-panel part, they actually answered a question about the Zeo Blue Tonfas, which were infamously missing from the Zeo Blue figure in 2020, and they confirmed they're doing the Tonfas. They didn't say exactly how, other than the fact that the Zeo Blue Tonfas will be released with a figure. They didn't say how or what figure in 2022. So we're not going to get them this year, but we are going to get the Zeo Blue Tonfas, which I don't know if that would just be a re-release of Zeo Blue, which maybe, I don't know how, it'd be weird if they came with someone else. But we'll see what happens, other than the fact that we are getting more Tonfas, or we getting the Tonfas in 2022, which makes me really excited, really happy about that, because that was really like the big thing, other than the Rocky head, which is now fixed with metallic red, that was really holding that figure back. So really great to hear that they actually answered a proper question. Now, before we go here today, we do have a bunch of new listings actually to discuss, which, right? I can't even believe it. We just had a major event and we have listings again. These come from the Twitter user DWallsEpichals on Twitter, like I just said. I don't have anything to necessarily back these up, so we'll see what happens with them, but I do want to talk about them here because they are interesting. So they claim that they went to Toys R Us yesterday, and this was posted like 15 hours ago. I don't know how I didn't see it until now. But it was a bunch of listings for an Evil Red Ranger, an Evil Yellow Ranger, a Ninjetti something, which is like a more expensive thing, and Disguised Andros. So I don't know what that would all mean. The Evil Red could have been our Sentry. That could have been the Sentry that we got revealed today. Maybe Yellow would be something like that. Although, Evil Red and Evil Yellow make me think about those two listings we have for A-Squad Red and Yellow. I mean, it matches up pretty nicely there. Figures. There's like so much going on. I don't know what these figures would be. I mean, the Ninjetti thing could have been something we've seen already. The Andros Slain, who knows? There's so many leaked figures all the time now with this line that there's just a lot. And we have this event and they announced 5 figures that hadn't leaked before, and I'm just kind of blown away. And it's like, this is it, man. This is what's really cool about this line, is that we get an event that just has just really cool stuff. They answer a question about the Tonfas, I'm hyped, and I understand. I fully do. If you were disappointed that this was just all Mighty Morphin stuff, which we see forever, I get it. Honestly though, this is really cool. If you didn't get if you didn't get the original figures of the MMPRs, you can track down the metallics. It's a good way to get a new Billy Head and Aisha and a new chance at Rocky and things like that. Overall, I'm impressed. I'm blown away that nothing, of course, would have been cooler for them to announce Monsters Wave 2 and things like that I was expecting, of course. But I'm good with what we got, and I can't wait to pre-order stuff. So we'll comment more on the listings that I just talked about there. Once kind of the desk, kind of settles here, it'll be a good topic for next week's episode of Lightning Storm. But I did want to make sure to bring them up here at the end of this video, just to make sure you guys are aware of them, and we can talk about them on Twitter and things like that. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I think that's all I really have to say about Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest overall. I thought it was pretty great. It wasn't very cringy like the Valentine's Day one was, so that was good. We got other things that weren't just Lightning Collection. They talked about Legacy Wars and Battle for the Grid and things like that, and they revealed the actor for the Gold Ranger, so that was cool. But of course, this is Lightning Storm. We're talking about Lightning Collection, and that's all I got to say on it. So guys, thank you guys for watching. If you guys watched the reaction live stream, I'll leave a link in the description, or I'll also put it on the end card here. If you guys would like to see my reaction to the event that happened, so if you guys were there, thank you so much for tuning into that. I always appreciate it. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. And remember, 5 p.m. tonight for the pre-orders. And good luck getting it from Target, because that one will be a pain. And that's all I got. So thank you guys for watching this episode of Lightning Storm. Remember, there will not be one tomorrow unless something big happens. That happened last time. I did a Fan First Friday recap on Friday, and then the day after was the TMNT leak. So, as of right now, no Lightning Storm tomorrow, since this will be filling the slot in for that, but I guess we'll see. So, well, until next time, thank you guys for watching Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice.